One of the key aspects of experiential marketing and marketing experiences is to understand the distinction between services and experiences. Now that seems like that should be a relatively easy concept to understand, but it turns out that many people don't really understand the distinction.
In today's luxury game, the question isn't whether or not your car has available features like a 40 gig hard drive. It isn't about sunroofs or Sapelli wood accents, pop-up nav screens, or any of that. No, the real question is, when you turn your car on, does it return the favor?
All right, so this is a really good example of an experience marketing ad. You notice that they did manage to slip in information about the features of the Cadillac car, but the ad was really about the experience of driving that Cadillac. Oddly enough, did you note that at the end of the ad they mentioned 26 miles per gallon highway, which is, of course, is the number of miles it goes per gallon on the highway. Does that seem odd to any of you? Why would they do that? Why would they mention that? Is that an experience aspect of the automobile? The answer, of course, is no, it's not. But somehow I don't think that they are totally committed to the concept of experience marketing when they feel the need to add that piece of information, because they're really talking about the time spent driving that car. Many professors, advertising professionals, and even CXOs don't really understand what experiences are. Everyone likes to talk about experience and they all want to market the experience, but no one knows what that really means. So when we talk about the Fremont Street experience, we really mean what? The time you spend on Fremont Street. The NASCAR experience is all about attending a NASCAR race and how that event comes off. The Las Vegas experience is about vacationing or visiting Las Vegas. The UNLV freshman experience is about your time at UNLV when you were a freshman. The online shopping experience refers to the time you spent on that organization's or that firm's shopping website. So we keep mentioning that experiences are all about the time spent. First, it's critical to understand the distinction between services and experiences. Many people in marketing use the term services and experiences interchangeably. You know, for example, a company will say they provide a great online experience, but they really mean we provide great online services. The online experience and the online services are not the same. Bad service will detract from the experience, but great service will not save a bad experience. The people who confuse services and experiences are wrong. Most of them have learned about services, but they've really not had any training in experiences. Many servicing marketing experts argue that experiences are a subset of services. Of course, this is not right. But the reason that they do this is because they're experts in services marketing and they're not experts in experiences. And so rather than spend the time to learn about experiences, they like to say that this is just a subset of services. Experiences are just one kind of a service. That's not true. There are many different examples of not only service experiences, but product experiences. That's right, there are service experiences like staying at a hotel. The hotel offers you services, but the experience is way more than just the services offered. It's all about how immersed and engaged you were with the hotel while you were spending time there. There's also goods experiences. A good example of that is that Cadillac ad we saw at the beginning of this video. That Cadillac ad says what? Driving a Cadillac is fun. It should turn you on. That's what experiences are all about. Some cars are strictly functional. Other cars are engaging when you drive them. So let's get these definitions correct here. A service. When a person buys a service, they are purchasing a set of intangible activities carried out on his or her behalf. There are issues associated with intangibility, perishability, inseparability, variability and quality, etc. But a service is purchasing a set of intangible activities. You're going to cut my hair. You're going to give me a massage. You're going to fix my car. You're going to landscape my house. You're going to clean my pool. An experience is something different. When a person buys an experience, they are paying for the time spent. They're paying to spend time enjoying a series of memorable events that engage the individual. And so going to a Golden Knights game is an experience. Does the arena provide services? Absolutely. If you get bad service while you're at the arena, it will detract from the experience. And great service might enhance the experience. But the experience is not simply whether or not there were short lines to get a beverage at the game. Each experience is derived from the interaction of the staged event or the product and the individual's prior state. I'm going to talk more about that later on in the course. While the experience perishes upon the staged event's conclusion or you're ending your interaction with the product, the value of the experience lingers in the mind of the individual who was engaged. Unique elements of experiences. It's all about the time spent. When the term experience is used correctly, you can replace the term with the time spent. For example, the Mob Museum experience is all about the time spent at the museum. Staging experiences is not about entertaining individuals. It's about engaging them and immersing them in the experience. Each experience is derived from the interaction of the staged event and the individual's prior state. It is personal. Simply put, no two people will have the same experience because it is the interaction of the individual and their prior state and the staged event or product. While the experience perishes upon the staged event's conclusion, the value of the experience lingers in the mind of the individual who was engaged. And this is a critical notion because it explains the notion that experiences result in memories. Experiences are less controllable than services because the experience is an interface between the individual and the event. You can design and manage the scenery, the costumes, the sounds, the actors, etc., but not the individual experiencing it. The organization puts on the event, but the task is more difficult than providing a service and more uncontrollable. Pine and Gilmore state that the experience uses services as a stage and goods as a prop to engage the customer and deliver the experience. Is that right? Spoiler alert, no, not really. Experiences result in memories, both positive and negative. These are the critical post-consumption influencers in terms of satisfaction and happiness with the experience. Some examples of products and services that can be experiential. A haircut. Now, if you go to Supercuts and get a haircut and you just go in, somebody cuts your hair and you leave, that's a haircut. That's mostly functional. But at my barber shop, it's always an entertainment experience. I've been going to the same barber shop now for probably more than 20 years. When I go into the barber shop, there is a cast of characters in there, and while they don't realize it, they are putting on an experience for me when I come in. Spas might be the same way, right? Some spas are just basically functional, but other spas are really all about being immersed in the spa, being engaged in the spa, and the time spent. Same thing for restaurants. A motorcycle versus a Harley Davidson. I'm going to talk about this a little bit later on, but I did a job with Harley Davidson. People who own Harley Davidsons never say that they own a motorcycle. They always say they own a Harley. And people who own and drive Harleys understand that it is all about the experience of driving that Harley Davidson motorcycle. It's not about the functionality of the motorcycle, getting from A to B. It's all about riding that Harley Davidson and being immersed in that ride. Shopping on Amazon. Well, shopping on Amazon is obviously, there are lots of services that Amazon offers you a bunch of products, but it can be experiential if certain things happen while you're online. If you got truly engaged in the process and you enjoy shopping online on Amazon and comparing products and all that sort of thing, then it is more experiential. You have to ask yourself, well, now, what's your favorite shopping experience? Is it online or is it in store? Companies must work to experientialize their goods and services. When I go to Gaetano's restaurant, the owner always comes over. He welcomes us, chats with us for a few minutes. He doesn't perform any specific service, but he does influence the experience. That is, once again, all about the time spent. What happens while you are there?